Mr. Tandon, when you look at the other broader parts of the market, where else do you think value resides in a market which is now a trending bull run?
So if I just expand the this cycle within the value space, let's look at from if I am talking about India per se, then obviously value is still there in the metals as a basket. Metals and mining in particularly, I've been saying for last nearly a year now. Okay, this is the area which looks very good despite all concerned about China, all concerned about global demand and all hype related to DXY. Okay, but you look at majority of the mining stocks, metals and mining stocks are 52 weeks high, and some of the stocks are trading actually at lifetime high. So, which clearly indicate the thesis which a lot of people have built in the past of looking commodity stocks, or particularly metal stock, has not worked. Something has changed. So, we are very clear on that front. This is the one sector, metals and mining, which we like. And if you can accompany an obviously large opportunity in metal minings are in PSU area. So, obviously, PSU mining particularly looks very good. Then if I have to extend this logic to other space also, then let's talk about pharma as a sector has done very well in last 6 8 months. I think still in the early stages because they have rallied substantially in recent times. Maybe small correction sort of can happen. That can also be a buying opportunity. Energy is the another area which we like when I talk about energy, including the power. Despite some of the power stocks have rallied, given the tailwinds of this space, I think from a longer term perspective, if I have a decadal view, I think new age energy companies should be the area of focus. And most of the large names will get into renewable space. So it's actually a myth when it says I will buy a niche company. Niche companies are very, very tiny in nature, hardly any numbers. Okay. So I will go for a larger names, the bigger companies for them to shift from traditional to renewable space would be relatively easier. They have balance sheet size, they have ability to borrow, and they have with their perception they can get desired capital to build these businesses. So I'm remain very constructive on the energy as a larger thesis. Okay, where again both PSUs as well as private sector has a bigger role to play. Then if you talk about we like still some of the infra names, despite capital goods have rallied. So I think infra, and if I extend infra, then obviously metals and cement are part of that thesis also. So predominantly value as a thesis, but not necessary that everything that one should not look at within the value spread. Ultimately, we look for numbers, we look for growth numbers. Okay, so value as a thesis, but it should be accompanied by growth triggers. Then it makes logical sense to have some of these names in our portfolio.